This is verse 18 of the 5th chapter of the Gospel of Matthew. Jesus has just indicated that he didn't come to destroy the law. He's not a character who's going to abolish it, but in fact asserts that every detail of it will be fulfilled. And then to add emphasis to that, we have this remarkable statement. So, Amen, the word that, of course, means truly. Jesus will punctuate in advance some of his statements. In John's Gospel, sometimes it's repeated, Amen, Amen. But here, the same idea is attached to it. Truly would be the notion. For is the postpositive for truly. Lego, first person singular, present active indicative of lego, which means I say. Indirect object, who men, this is the dative of the second person, plural. Pronoun, so truly I say to you. Heos generally means until. And the on here, that's a kind of whenever to it. So until forever or until ever is the idea. It makes awkward English, but the idea is that it's very expansive. Until par eilthei. This is from par erkomai. Para means a side, alongside of. Erkomai, to come or to go. Taken together, the sense of the word was to pass away. It's used in that sense on other occasions. Until or whenever it passes away. This is the subjunctive. The on here is really a contraction of aeon, which means if, used with the subjunctive. So whenever, if would be the notion, it passes away. Third person singular, aorist active subjunctive, and then the subject of the thought is ho, orenos, the heaven. So whenever the heaven passes away, kai, he ge, the earth or the land. So we think of heaven above and earth beneath would be the notion here. So whenever or until such a time as the heaven and the earth pass away, pass from the scene. Then iota. Iota is, of course, a Greek letter, and it can refer to that. That's the smallest of the Greek letters. It can also point to the yod, which is part of the Hebrew alphabet, carrying the same idea, the smallest. Hin. So this is the neuter of the adjective one, so not one, or put it this way, one iota, or mia. Mia is the feminine of the same adjective, so one, and then karaya, one. This is translated a tittle. It also is actually a very small stroke that's connected to the Hebrew alphabet. So you could say that this is referring to the Greek alphabet or the Hebrew alphabet, except that the word iota would often refer to an element in the Hebrew, so you can take it as you want. The point is that the very tiniest details of the alphabet, the formation of the letters, let alone the overall meaning, Jesus says, ume, the double negative here to make it very emphatic, never, could never be, and then par eilthei, so we have a repetition here. Until such a time as heaven and earth pass away, not one iota or karaya of the law, apo to nomo, from the law will pass away. The idea is that it's not possible to imagine even heaven and earth passing away until the details of the law in their tiniest elements will be fulfilled, and that's what he gets at here. Haos, on, same construction as there, until, whenever, or if, until, if, panta. This is the word all, of course, in the neuter, all things, all of it. Genetai, from genomai, to become. This is the third person singular, aorist, middle in form, active in meaning, subjunctive, will come to be. It's, of course, attaching greater longevity, greater stability to the law, and even the tiniest elements of it, to even heaven and earth, which we think of as maybe the most stable thing we can imagine. So Jesus, of course, attaching huge significance to this. in drawing this contrast. So lest people think he's come to destroy the law, he gives quite the emphatic alternative understanding that the law for him has the highest conceivable longevity and stability and dependability, surpassing everything else in that regard. And this verse could hardly be made more emphatic in establishing that point.